Was Vegeta able to transform into Super Saiyan 2 before undergoing Babidi's Majin spell? This has been debated amongst the fans for a long time, and today we're going to be using specific pieces of dialogue and scenes from the manga to give us the correct answer once and for all. And I know a lot of people probably think this is already not a debate anymore. However, when you look at Facebook groups and you look at comments, a lot of people still don't have a true definitive answer to this question. So please join me today as I break down the Buu Saga to figure out if Vegeta was capable of becoming a Super Saiyan 2 without becoming Majin. Let's start our journey at the beginning of the Buu Saga, specifically in chapter 232 of the manga, when Vegeta, Gohan, Trunks, and Goku decide to enter the 25th Budokai. So after Gohan states that he will be fighting in the World Martial Arts Tournament, Bulma goes on to say, well, it won't be much of a challenge. Vegeta takes this as an opportunity to correct his wife and states that he's going to make things more interesting by joining too. He goes on to say to Gohan, and I quote, "Once you were more powerful than me, but how about now? I've kept up my training while you frolicked in peace." Now this is important because it shows that Vegeta has stayed training since the end of the Cell Saga. However, this doesn't prove that he could transform into Super Saiyan 2. But let's continue on. Now we're going to bring our attention to manga chapter 250, and this is when Gohan is facing off against Kibito. After being provoked by Kibito, Gohan decides to show him his new Super Saiyan form, which we know as Super Saiyan 2. And what's important to notice here is Vegeta's reaction and his response. As you can tell in both the manga and anime, Vegeta is unfazed by Gohan's power even as a Super Saiyan 2. And he actually goes on to say, "He was better back when he beat Cell." While this doesn't exactly prove Vegeta can do the transformation himself, it does prove that he doesn't feel intimidated in the slightest by Gohan. And as we've seen many times before in the series, Vegeta will definitely show anger or sadness or both when not feeling stronger than someone. But okay, we still don't have concrete evidence. So let's continue on. We're going to take a look now at manga chapter 256. This is where we have Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan in pursuit of fighting Babidi's henchmen. And it's in these scenes that we find a very important piece of information that's brought up through the dialogue between Vegeta, Goku, and Supreme Kai. Vegeta, talking to the Supreme Kai, states, "I'll bet this Buu isn't much to speak of either, just like Dabra." For those of you watching that don't know, Dabra is Deborah in the English dub. It's just a pun on the phrase abracadabra. So it's kind of like bibbidi bobbidi boo, but abracadabra. Anyways, the Supreme Kai is shocked by the statement and asks Vegeta to elaborate. Vegeta does and goes on to say, "I'm saying Dabra's not as terrible as you think. We saw him outside and we could easily have handled him as long as we dodged his saliva." Goku goes on to confirm this to Supreme Kai by saying, "At the level we are now, anyway, he would have been bad news before though. There was a guy named Cell 7 years ago. I guess they're about the same." Now, why is this important? This is important because Goku is saying at this point that Dabra should be easy pickings. And now it's established that Dabra is on the same level of Cell. What can we deduce from this? Well, how was Cell defeated? By Gohan becoming Super Saiyan 2. The only power in the universe at that time to be able to defeat Cell was Gohan and his Super Saiyan 2 transformation, or grade 5 of Super Saiyan. We're not going to get into that here. But anyways, within manga chapter 256, as you guys have saw thus far, Goku's confirming that himself, Gohan, and Vegeta would be able to defeat Dabra. But wait, there still isn't concrete evidence that Vegeta knew how to transform into the second level of Super Saiyan. We still got more evidence to cover. Stay with me. The next pieces of dialogue in the next few chapters are probably going to be the most important pieces of evidence that I present today. And we're going to start first in chapter 257 of the manga. So we have Goku fighting Yekan, as we all know. And we come to the discovery, and so does Goku, that his ki can be absorbed by Yekan through him sucking up his Super Saiyan light. Now, with Goku being a brilliant fighter, he thinks of another plan, and that plan is to have Yekan absorb more than he can handle. After realizing that Super Saiyan isn't going to be enough, Goku takes things to the next level. And as you can see on screen, the anime does a better job at showing this to the audience, but you could still tell within the manga, Goku starts to go into a further level beyond. Now, the important part is when Vegeta is talking to himself, and mind you, he just witnessed Kakarot's real power. Vegeta states to himself, "So Kakarot has surpassed the Super Saiyan wall too." Keyword here, 2. Vegeta is implying that not only Goku surpassed the normal Super Saiyan level, but he, meaning Vegeta, has done it too. And I get it, some people might even say that he's talking about Gohan and Goku here, but this is not the case. And it's proven that it's not the case when we take a look at chapter 258. We have Goku asking Gohan if he's kept up with training, and Vegeta states, "He took peace as an excuse to slack off. We're stronger than he is now." And at this point, we've already seen that Gohan has the ability to transform into Super Saiyan 2 still, and Vegeta knows that, and he witnessed it, but now he's confident at this point that he's stronger than Gohan. So obviously, when he was having that dialogue within himself about the next level, it's pretty apparent that he's referring to himself and Goku. And even in the next scenes in both the manga and the anime, while Gohan is fighting Deborah, and yes, Gohan did transform into Super Saiyan 2 level at this point. I know there's a debate on that, but we're not getting into it. Vegeta is getting annoyed that Gohan is not winning. Vegeta states that he will finish the fight for him. And yeah, I know he's annoyed because he wants to fight Goku already, and he's also trying to instigate Babidi to use his magical spell on him. But regardless, he still is saying simultaneously that he'll just go kill Deborah and get it over with. Again, with Deborah being at cell power, we know a Super Saiyan 2 power-up is needed to defeat such an enemy. So this just further proves that Vegeta did indeed have the ability to transform in the Super Saiyan 2 level, as he is stating, and nobody's disagreeing with him, that he could defeat Deborah and Gohan, who are just around Cell's perfect level, who needed a Super Saiyan 2 power to be defeated. I hope this makes sense so far. But now, let's get into how a lot of people think that the transformation itself was only possible because of Babidi's spell. From the information that I've shown thus far, we can kind of see how this isn't the case. What Babidi's magic actually did was give Vegeta a power boost. That's why he let Babidi take control of him, to receive that power boost, because he saw what Goku was capable of when he was fighting Yakon. And Vegeta knew, even with him being at Super Saiyan 2, it would not be enough to just fight against Goku's natural talent and his natural power with Super Saiyan 2. There's proof of this within the manga. Let's take our attention now to chapter 265. During Goku and Vegeta's long-awaited rematch, they stop fighting to talk. Goku goes on to say, "Unbelievable. I thought I trained so hard in the afterlife, but we're dead even. You must have trained harder than I did." Vegeta responds with, "No, I thought I did, but you're more gifted than me. I can never make up the difference between us. I finally saw this when you fought Babidi's monster. It was a huge blow, and that's why I made up my mind." He elaborates and says, "At the tournament, the guys who'd known Babidi's minions, Yamu and Spopovich, mentioned they'd gotten stronger. I thought maybe it would close the difference between us." As the dialogue explains to the audience, the point of Babidi's magic was to give Vegeta a power boost on top of his Super Saiyan 2 so that he could match Goku in power. And another piece of evidence that I want to show is when Vegeta, without the Majin Curse, is fighting Kid Buu. We see him go Super Saiyan 2 here. And we're going to look at chapter 317 because, like I said, we're using the manga because it's a lot more accurate to Toriyama's vision. And for the forms, they showcase what form characters are in a lot more simply than the anime does. Because in the anime, you can't really tell if people are in Super Saiyan 1 or Super Saiyan 2. But in the manga, they're very definitive. Anyways, in this chapter, Goku needs a minute to charge up his power, and Vegeta steps in. As you can see from the manga itself, Vegeta starts the fight off in Super Saiyan 2. His hair is pointy, he has the electricity surrounding his body, and there's no way he would even be able to slightly enter that battle without Super Saiyan 2. And as you can see, he is no longer under the Majin spell. And so yes, if you're wondering, as a sidebar, this would mean that Majin Vegeta is stronger than the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta that fought Kid Buu. With everything discussed so far, I would say it's time to bring this video to a wrap. And by the evidence shown here, I would say without a doubt that it's a fact that Vegeta had the ability to go Super Saiyan 2 without the help of Babidi. It's quite apparent, just to recap, through the dialogue between the characters, and it's further reinforced throughout the arc. Even after both Goku and Vegeta witness Gohan Super Saiyan 2 transformation, you could tell that Vegeta had no worries about Gohan's power and thought of himself as superior, meaning he could go into Super Saiyan 2. Again, to reiterate, Vegeta simply used Babidi's curse as a means to an end to get a power-up on top of his already obtained Super Saiyan 2 transformation. I hope the information today and the breakdown of that information made sense to everybody, and I hope that it clarifies in everyone's mind that Vegeta could definitely transform into Super Saiyan 2 without the help of Babidi. Now, if you made it this far in the video, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I just want to say thank you for watching. It does mean a lot. And if you are digging this type of content, definitely subscribe so you stay up to date with all future projects, and hit that like button if you like this video because it does help it get spread out to other fans. Also, please drop some comments down below. I'm very interested to see if people agree with the case I presented, or maybe there's something I forgot or not thought of. Thank you again, and as always, no matter what level you're at, keep breaking your limits and never give up. Peace!